Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. And today we're going to be working on the Scorpion LP for the collaboration between RJ, Ted Talks Guitars and Life, and Fret Not, who's going to do the giveaway. So please give me a like if you like the content, subscribe, and leave a comment. So let's get into it. So I took the strings off, and on the sides here, it's kind of loose, but let's see here. If you look at the sides, I rolled the edges because the edges were really sharp. So I rolled the edges on the guitar. Also, up at the edge of the nut, I sanded this and then buffed it because it would catch your fingers every time. So now the only thing left to really do on the neck is we've got a couple of bad frets here. If you can see, I don't know, I marked it. I don't know if you can see on the camera on this one. And then down low, we got one right here that was bad. So I checked that out prior to the video so that I could save some time. And I did set the intonation prior to taking this apart because it was a little off. So these I'm just going to clean real quick with my spray and a brush and get the funk off. Get the funk out, as they say. And of course, no markings. It's a Leo Jaymz. Give that a little. Now, guys, this is a slightly used guitar, but very slightly. You can see how good that stuff shines that up. Put that off to the side. Give this one a little shot. It's got a little funk on it, not too much. Just from sitting for so long. This is a pretty interesting bridge. Most of the LPs that I've seen haven't had this much of a contour in the bridge. This thing's got a heck of a contour. So we definitely wouldn't want to change that because I'm sure that would mess with something with the intonation. So we'll put those guys off to the side. I'm going to try not to touch this stuff here because everything is good on the guitar now, but I set it up prior. So we'll just put some strings on. So like I said, I just got to take care of these two frets. So let's work on that. And we're going to do the fret edges, which I'm so confident doing those that I don't even need to tape them up. I just cover up the pickups. So for the edges, I just take this, which I grinded the edge off of, so there's no sharp edge on the side, no file, so it doesn't scratch the fretboard. And then we're just going to round these edges off because they're just a little sharp. And I already took care of the edges themselves because I filed it on the side. What I used is this little bar here, this little sanding bar, that I use for my frets because it's very, very good as far as not marring any paint. It's a very fine file or sanding block. And that just neatens them right up. We'll do this whole side here. So I've been watching my buddy Ted's Super Twins guitars, and it's getting pretty interesting. He's made a couple mistakes, which we all do, and he's seems to have Superman situated right now. So that's good. And I can't wait to see Batman because I want to see if he gets that A that was scratched into the finish out, or at least where it's not so noticeable. I did give him a couple of tips in the comments, so I'm hoping he'll try some of that. He also did something pretty cool for me, and check out his channel and you can see the video he did on the Harmony Guitar Rescue guitar that he kind of rebuilt, revamped a little bit, and then decided he wanted to do something with the guitar and not keep it. And I was interested in a guitar, and he found, he knew because I mentioned it one of his lives, and his live chats, and he actually, because I'm a veteran and I'm disabled, I had a heart transplant. He actually gave me the guitar because all I needed was the body and the neck, because I have all the other parts. It's actually the guitar, the exact model that I had as a teen in high school. And I sold that guitar when I went in the Navy, and I wished I never had because it was the first real decent guitar I had. I had one before that. It was a Court that actually had a built-in speaker back in 1984, 85-ish. And then I had that for not even a year, maybe a year, and I wanted something, nicer and newer, because it had the old kind of tremolo with the spring-loaded tremolo. It was a double humbucker. It was a nice first guitar for a kid, but it wasn't Yngwie Malmsteen's guitar or George Lynch's guitar. So I found this harmony, and I think it was the Sears or J.C. Penney catalog. I forget which one. And it showed my mom and dad, and I got that for Christmas. And it was the color of Yngwie Malmsteen's guitar. So that's the color I'm going to paint the harmony when it gets here. Should be here in a couple of days. But I was going to wait to work on that till I get this done. But it's really cool, and you got to watch the video, man. Ted is a great guy. And then my buddy RJ, we went down to T's Guitars last week, and we got some videos up about that, going over the new SBHE model from T's, the Telly style guitar. And they're really nice guitars. So I'm actually heading down there this week to help Torsten do some setups. And so I might be doing some setups on some of your guitars. I'm hoping I get Ted's so I can put a couple of hamburger stickers in there with it. Because I was in his live and it actually said hamburger when I meant humbucker. Because we were talking about me putting some humbuckers in a guitar. And it came out hamburger. So that's the new joke, putting a hamburger on a guitar. So I hope to get his guitar when it comes in and set it up so I can put a couple of stickers in there for him. Now, I normally wouldn't put all this on camera, but I'm documenting this for whoever wins this guitar so they can see what was done to it. Right there. That's why I keep running my hand down it to double check. All right, so we're up to there. So I'm going to finish that off camera. But I want to go over these real quick. These tuners are loosey-goosey, as Ted says. So we are going to replace these with actually the set I took off my Ibanez because I put locking tuners on it. Not that these were bad, they were good. I just wanted locking tuners. So we're going to slap these on and take the others off. So I'm going to finish this, and then we'll come back, pick the video up, and do the tuners. All right, guys, so here's where we're at. Get this out of the way. I don't want to scratch anything. So next thing we're going to do is we're going to take these tuners off because I was showing you how loose they were. See how loose those are? They should be like this. Tight. So that's what we're going to put on there. But just want to give you a good look at the neck and the frets. So they're nice and smooth down the sides. And I always like to loosen these up in the front first. Pop out nice and easy. All right. Flip this over. Take these guys right out. And I always like to reuse these because sometimes the ones they send you with other um, tuners are not going to fit. So be very careful taking these out. Boom. These are going in the garbage because I'll save these because these are always good to have around. But these I'm getting rid of because there's no fixing those. See how loose those are? They're shot. I can steal the gaskets and things like that in case I ever have to make a repair. You can just unscrew these and take it apart. But I am noticing a little spot right here, and I'm going to touch that up because I'm good at that. You'll never see it. And these things were definitely put on here while the finish was still wet. I don't know if you can see it in the camera, but you can actually see the indentation of the tuners in the guitar. And look at all this crud from the buffing. And that's all down in the holes, so we're going to have to clean those out. All that buffing compound. This guitar is not new, it's just, it's not used. RJ did a demo on this, review, and he really hadn't played it much since. So good old RJ from RJ's Cave donated this for the build. And everything that I'm putting in here, I've donated, or my girl has donated, because she helped me out to do this build so that I can grow my channel through helping others, giving a guitar away, and getting some exposure with these larger channels. So to save a little time, I'm going to clean these out, but you can see all the white gunk in there, and that's actually buffing compound. So we want to get that out of there, because we don't ever want that messing with the wood. And you can even see on the front, these are indented too. So this is definitely put together while this clear coat was still wet. So I will be back in just a second. Your time. Okay, guys. Well, here is the headstock, all touched up, cleaned up, the holes all cleaned out. Got another little spot right here. I'll have to hit that with some little bit of compound, get that little scratch out of there. But looking pretty good right now. I'm just a perfectionist. All right, so let's drop these in and get these going. Set that over here. just tight enough so that we can screw these back in. And they line up close to perfect, so I shouldn't. Use this because these are a pain to put a straight edge on. And they're not going to be perfectly straight on a Les Paul, any style guitar. All right, those all look pretty lined up. All right, let's get these screws out of here. Get them back in. I always like to put these back in like this. Because we don't want to strip these out. And we're just getting them snug because when we tighten them on the other side, we'll have to come back and tighten them up again. Extra one from somewhere. Oh, there's what we got. One that does not belong. Now, even with me taking some time off the camera to do some of these things, this video is getting a little long. So as soon as I get this done, we're going to be done for today. And then the next time we're going to come back, we're going to work on the electronics because I'm waiting on the pickups to do the rest of the wiring. So we're just going to work on the potentiometers and get that all straightened out. Put the new ones in, rewire it, and be good there. Okay, so that'll keep them in place when we tighten them up. You want them snug, but you don't want to make them too snug. You can do that. That's why you never use a ratchet on something like this. You'll crack the wood. Now the truss rod I did have to slightly adjust, and I also needed it off to polish the headstock, so I killed two birds with one stone on that. And now we'll just go back and tighten these up, and you can see how loose they got from tightening the tuners. Alrighty. Alright guys, well that is it for today. We got some nice new shiny tuners on this guitar that actually work and are smooth all the way around. And no loosey-goosey sitting in there. They got a little bit of play like they're supposed to, but not loosey-goosey like the other. One more once over. We go slower. And I touched up that headstock. And there you go, guys. That is it for today. Please like, subscribe, leave a comment, and we will see you in the next video. Thanks for watching.